All right, guys, so today in cloud gaming news, we have Stadia that's getting a big game that also gets a release date, plus a lot more games are coming to the service, all from a pretty big publisher, which is awesome. Xbox Cloud Gaming announces half of their July games, and they're looking pretty decent. Amazon Luna is going completely wild with Prime Day coming up. They're giving tons of free games, but they also have a big sale on something with Amazon Luna related. And finally, Boosteroid gets 10 new games, so we have lots to talk about in this video. If you guys can give me a thumbs up and enjoy this message from today's sponsor. So have you ever thought about creating virtual worlds in your vision without experience in coding or even server knowledge? Well, Yahaha is a brand new UGC creation platform for amazing 3D multiplayer experiences. You can put the power of creation in your hands without coding, but just using awesome 3D assets Yahaha provides, which, oh, by the way, are in the millions of choices. And all these assets are in the cloud. No download required, so you can use real time whenever you need. And when you finish creating your beautiful, stunning imagination to life, you can easily publish that creation to Yahaha's cross-platform app on mobile and PC, and any player can join and take part in your awesome world, all by simply clicking the link below to empower you and your vision and letting all that you have done come to life, all with the magic of this amazing UGC creation platform with Yahaha. Put the power of creation in your hands, all by simply clicking that link below, and it greatly supports this channel. So we have a release date for Skull and Bones from Ubisoft. Now this is up for pre-order on the Stadia store at a steep price of $69.99. This is a title that is mostly set for newer gen consoles and PC, but this is seeing a release on both Stadia and Luna, and it'll drop across all the platforms on November 8th. This is essentially Assassin's Creed Black Flag, only in a multiplayer live service type of game. There's a big emphasis on how the game's very social and how players can group up to take on difficult tasks and enemies. Now, this is almost Ubisoft's answer to the game Sea of Thieves in, well, a Ubisoft package, but some highlights of the game so far: you'll be working your way up, starting off with a small boat, and then you'll be building up your crew at the same time. You have to keep them happy with food and good provisions. You can customize your ship fully. You'll be exploring the world. There's going to be dynamic events. There's going to be treasure hunts, and of course, you'll be hunting pirates. Naturally, if this game is about multiplayer, then yeah, there will be full player versus player, though Ubisoft does say you can play this game completely solo if that's your jam. The game does look fun, but I have some very big questions. One, in the gameplay, we see no boarding except for one scene, but there's no melee fighting at all in this, pretty much this whole trailer. That's a huge part of being a pirate. I used to play the Sid Meier games back on the Genesis back in the day. I mean, those were always some of my most fun times. And then even playing Black Flag itself, I mean, I know that this is an online game, but what is going on with no melee, really? Nothing in the trailers. And then what's the actual end game of this title? If there's no single player story, then there needs to be a lot of content. So at the moment, for me, this is going to be a hard one to recommend until I see a lot more, especially at the higher price tag of $70. I gotta say, I'm still excited because I feel like the pirate genre just isn't tapped into enough, and there's just so much potential with it. And the game does look like it has its moments of some good fun, but it does look like it can get stale and old pretty quickly. I will be absolutely covering this, and we'll be checking them out. We'll be checking the game out across many of the cloud platforms. With that, guys, Stadia is also getting some more Ubisoft games, and Ubisoft love Far Cry 3 Blood Dragons now available to buy on the Stadia store for $14.99. I am told that the game is running at 60 FPS, which is good. It also has an epic soundtrack, and it's one of the most beloved entries into the Far Cry franchise. Now, if I also understand correctly, if you bought Far Cry 6, this should already be free in your library, so make sure you guys check your libraries. Also, this is included with Ubisoft Plus. We also have a release date for the game Valiant Hearts. I've actually gotten to play this myself the first year it came out many moons ago. It's a really solid story-based game. I didn't get to finish it, but I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one if you're into kind of like the tear jerkers and the just mostly really good storytelling. It also hit Stadia on July 15th. Finally, Stadia mentioned that Far Cry 4 is still on the way and it's coming sometime later this year. I think this is going to be the last Far Cry game that we're waiting on now that Blood Dragon is out, so should be a good one as in Far Cry 4 when it does arrive, and I'll eagerly be awaiting it. Finally, for the last piece of Stadia news, it has been officially confirmed that Saints Row is headed to Stadia on August 23rd, so it's coming day and date. This was actually tweeted by the official Saints Row account, and well, there was just never any doubt with all the evidence that we were seeing out there. This will be one of Stadia's biggest games of the year, and one that I have to say, guys, is really shaping up to be an awesome game from all accounts. I'm going to be very excited to cover it when it arrives next month, and hopefully we get to see a nice pre-order page here pretty soon. All right, jumping to our next news, Xbox has announced a good number of their July titles. Of course, their cloud offering continues to bolster well, and it's going to be here with the Yakuza series as a big part of that. Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, and Yakuza Kiwami 2. All three games have been remastered, redone, and these are some absolutely solid games to play. Then we have Far Cry 5. This is also available via the cloud. Then we have a brand new title in Match Point Tennis. This is a game that really emphasizes realism and has a really good career mode. Then we have a couple of smaller titles in Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol, Power Wash Simulator, and Road 96. So overall, some pretty solid titles for Xbox, but right now we're really seeing the quiet before the storm. This service is set to see a lot more games coming in the next 12 months. I'm super excited to play them and talk about them, and Xbox really just has been firing on all cylinders lately. All right, jump into Geforce Now, and this probably comes with their quietest week I think I've seen all year and maybe in a long time. And honestly, that's saying quite a bit for how well GFN has done for so long now. They've had some really good announcements consistently, but this week only 4 games are joining the service. I already talked about Match Point Tennis, but then you have Starship Troopers. This is a new strategy title. Sword and Fairy Inn 2, a casual RPG title, and then Arma Reformer. This is an authentic Cold War experience, so a smaller week overall, but still some solid stuff. Now, if you guys aren't aware, on Amazon Prime Day, they're giving out some insanely good free games on July 12th and July 13th. We're talking holy crap here, boys. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Grid Legends, Need for Speed Heat, and Star Wars Jedi Academy, and they said that there's going to be more games to be announced. I'm surely going to be claiming those myself here in just 1 week, but Amazon Luna is also seeing a big discount to their gamepad, coming in at a cool $39.99, pretty much the cheapest it's ever been. It does come with a 4.2 rating out of 5 among Amazon reviews. I've gotten to use the gamepad myself. It's pretty solid. It's not my favorite, but it's very good. Obviously, it's also the best way to play Amazon Luna itself as it connects directly to the Luna servers. It also has a Bluetooth function, so you can use it outside of the service. I'm going to have a link below. If you guys buy it with my link, I do get a little bit of kickback, no charge to you, but it's a good time to really dive into the service. They've really been getting a lot of good stuff this year, and they've been keeping up with other services in terms of games. Also, remember, if you have Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, there's free games that you can play on Luna without purchasing any of the subscriptions. But if you guys want to get into it, the price for each channel is up on the screen, and you can sort of demo the service if you use the Prime, the free Prime, before you buy into any of these channels. So go ahead, check it out, and it's a good time to get in there and see what the service is all about. Finally, our last coverage for the day, we're taking a look at Boosteroid, who announces another 10 games onto the service. The standouts for me are Hitman 3, Ghost Runner, A Way Out, Sniper Elite 5, and there's a lot more here. For the record, Brothers and A Way Out are some of the best co-op games of all time. I fully recommend them, and overall some solid additions to Boosteroid, who pretty much every week so far that I've started to been covering them, they've been dropping a lot of new games onto the service, so good stuff. And as always, my link will be down below if you guys are interested in Boosteroid, so check that out. Now, if you guys want to know about the best games on Stadia, click the video on the left, or if you want to see more about the latest cloud gaming news, click the video on the right.